Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to help you with a common concern that many families face, and that is how to release tension in your baby. And this video is specifically for those babies who are all scrunched up and tight even after a few weeks after birth. Often it's really hard to dress and bathe these babies because they are just so tight, and it's hard to get their arms and their legs straight. Babies can experience tightness and tension in their bodies, which can lead to discomfort and fussiness, difficulties with feeding, and all sorts of other things. In this video, I'm going to show you some effective ways to help your little one unwind and find relief. But before we dive into these techniques, let me introduce myself. I'm Kaili, an experienced occupational therapist and infant craniosacral therapist. I've helped countless families improve their baby's development, sleep, reflux, and overall tightness and tension through my in-person craniosacral therapy, which has led to the creation of my Baby Body Bliss guide. This guide will help you assess your baby at home and will also give you additional strategies to help relieve the tension. I have linked this free guide below the video. So let's dive into some of the ways that you can start helping your baby release some of the body tightness or tension that they might be experiencing. I want to talk about the baby unwind technique. And this is a craniosacral therapy technique. It's really not even a technique. It's more of a set of movements that you're going to do with your baby. And this is really, we're following our baby's movements with this one. And we're supporting their body to do the movements that are innate in their own sort of body wisdom and that their body is guiding them to do, and we're there as a support. Often, as parents, we hold our babies nice and close against our bodies, and if they start to wriggle or they arch their back or they're squirming or they're trying to move their heads away from our body, then we kind of hold them even closer because we don't really want to drop them. And that makes a lot of sense, right? We're trying to hold them nice and close to protect them. But the thing is that babies are wiggly, and all of those little wiggles are helping to release some of the tension from their birth process. And we want to allow our babies to move and to wiggle out all of those tense areas. And so this technique is really helping them to do those body movements that they need to unwind their body, which will allow them to release some of the tension, which will allow them to function better. So for this unwind, you're just going to take your baby's head in one hand and your baby's bum in the other hand, or their sacrum and cranium. And we're just going to look at our baby initially. You're just going to hold them in your lap or over a bed or over the couch or on the floor over some pillows, whatever it is that makes you the most comfortable. You're going to start by looking at them. And you're just going to see what they do. Do they move one way? Do they move the other way? Are they trying to arch their back? And really, I want you to just follow their lead. Let them show you what movements they want to do. If they're really not doing anything and they're not really moving, you can start to move their pelvis or their bum area just from side to side a little to see if that initiates some of the movement for them. And then you're just going to follow their lead here, okay? They might want to arch back this way. Let them do that. Let them arch their head. Sometimes babies love to arch their head like way back. Let them do that. You're supporting gently under that head, and so they're not going to fall. So let them do what their body is guiding them to do, and your hands are there to offer them support. So it might be this kind of wiggling, and they're going one way, and they're going the other, and then they're arching themselves back, and then they stay there for a little, and then they start to wiggle again. And this is really great for babies up to about 12 weeks of age because they still have these reflexive movements called cardinal movements up until that point. But you can try these with older babies as well. Older babies are not necessarily going to do these spontaneous movements on their own, so you might have to start moving their pelvis. But you can also do this with older babies just sitting and just kind of moving them a little bit gently to one side and see what do they do, and then follow their lead. And again, if you're worried about dropping your baby, you probably won't, but you can do this over a bed or, close to the floor, so that if you have this feeling like you just need to put your baby down, that's fine. There will be a soft landing for them. And this technique will really help to unwind all those twists and turns that your baby had to do during their birth journey. This is especially good for those babies who have had a difficult birth or traumatic birth, or they have difficulty with breastfeeding, or they're really fussy. Maybe they're not sleeping well. This can sort of help to reestablish and recreate some of the patterns that might have gotten missed or that they might have gotten stuck in during the birth process. All the primitive reflexes that they needed to get through the birth canal, this is going to sort of help to release and unwind those. Now I want to show you some body stretches. So these are going to be great for babies that are really scrunched up, and you put them down and they're still all tight like this. And so you're going to have your baby on the floor, on the floor or the bed, whatever you want. You can even do this like on your diaper changing table, wherever is most comfortable for you. And you're going to put your baby on their back. We're going to do one leg at a time. So I like to hold the other leg down, because often with those tight babies, everything will come up for the ride. So we're just going to take one leg, we're going to hold the other one down, and you're going to do knee to the belly and stretch it out. Knee to the belly and stretch it out. Knee to the belly and stretch it out. And I usually do 3 to 5 times on each side. So we'll do the other side. Knee to the belly, stretch, knee to the belly, stretch. And I do like a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle when I stretch it out, because often these babies are very tight this way, and it's very hard for them to get a straight limb. Then we're going to do hip circles out. Again, holding that other leg down, and hip circles in. And we want to go slow, especially for our tight babies, because they're going to be resisting, right? It's going to be kind of sticky. And we're going to do the other side. And I usually, like I said, 3 to 5 times again for these. And then when we've done the legs, I want you to do the arms. And with the arms, a baby's arms should really be able to straighten all the way out and touch the floor behind them. Often with our really scrunched up tight babies, it's really hard to lift that arm and to even straighten it, never mind get it all the way back. So sometimes you need to do like a little tapping here, or a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle to kind of help them straighten that arm and to get it back. And you can do a little tap, tap, tap to help that tightness. And so again, 3 to 5 times on that side. So you can also do these stretches with your baby in tummy time. So you can roll them over into tummy time, right? And for the legs, I like to stabilize the bum. So I'm just going to put a gentle hand on the bum. And then you're going to take one hand. So you can do a froggy leg up and then back. And I like to hold underneath the thigh. And you're going to do a little gentle sort of pull out and then stretch up. So the whole point is that we're stretching these muscles here for our babies. So you can do a little froggy leg, and then you can kind of pull out and up, stretch that out. And you can do the other side, froggy leg, and then with your hand underneath, you're going to kind of pull and up. So we're stretching this whole front area of the body, often very tight in those scrunched up babies. And then for the arms, same thing. I like to stabilize right on their sort of scapula, mid-back area here. And again, you're going to hold underneath that forearm, like right over here. We're stretching these muscles here in the front. So you're going to hold under there, just gently. We're tractioning. We're not really pulling is not the right word, but we're giving some space. And you're going to give some space out and stretch it up. And you can do out and stretch it to the side. And you can kind of move the arm around here to see where you're feeling like your baby is getting a nice stretch for that. And then you're going to do the other side and out and up, up. Okay. You can kind of play around a little bit here. This one is a really fun exercise and really great for our babies that are scrunched up, but also super fun for all babies, and just another way to interact and bond with your baby while also getting some of this tightness and tension out of their body. So you're going to take your baby's hands, and you can vary the speed with this. Slower is often going to be better. So just be mindful that, especially if you have a more sensitive baby, you're going to want to go slower, and just have fun with this. We're going to stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out, stretch. Stretch, stretch your stretchies out, stretch, stretch, Stretch your stretches out and wiggle your waggles away. And when I do the wiggle your waggles away, I'm going to lift my baby just a little bit off the ground, and a regular baby, their head will kind of go back a little as you wiggle and waggle their wiggles out. And this is going to be really great to give a little bit of stretch through the neck and this whole front of the body. So just an alternate version to the guppy position, which I will show you next. So this next exercise is the guppy position, and sometimes called upside down tummy time. This is a really great position to help extend that neck, to really stretch out that neck and stretch out that whole front of the body. Really great for those babies that have a lot of rolls. They have those red creases because they're just scrunched up so tight. Often babies that have difficulties with feeding and their tongue is not working well, whether that's due to a tongue tie or not, this stretch is going to be really great for stretching out all of the tightness that could be keeping that tongue down and not working properly. So really great position. Now I'm going to show you a few different ways to do this position, because often when we do it over our lap, babies don't love it. So you can pretend that the pillow is your lap and you're going to have their upper back supported by your knee. So you can just have them across your legs. But you can also just use a pillow or a bolster, and you're just going to let their head hang back here, okay? And you're, doing some massage, you're saying hello to your baby. If you have a baby that has those red creases or there's a lot of those like crusty milk in there, you can do some wiping with a warm, wet washcloth. This is also a great position to practice some of that head turning to both sides using favorite toys or your face or your voice or something like that. So that's a great way to get some of that stretching. For babies who don't love that upside down, you can actually sit on the floor and against your body. So I'm on a table here, so the baby is a little bit higher. You could do this at a table also. That would be totally fine. And you're going to kind of put your baby into this L shape, right? So have their feet against you, and you're going to come underneath their armpits, so in the upper back area, and you're just going to lift them up just a little bit. You're going to say, hello, baby, and they're going to kind of look back here. It's similar to when I do the wiggles and waggles away. This is just a little bit less intense for baby, and then you can gradually lift them higher so that that head falls back even more, okay? So you can do guppy position over here across your lap. So again, baby's being supported right to that upper back area, and their head is just going to fall back into this position. And you can lift this one knee to give a little bit less intensity of that upside down feeling. You can put that knee lower to give a little more intense, so you can work with your body to see what your baby can tolerate. Another great way to do the guppy position is actually over a ball. And I know a lot of you have a yoga ball like this that you probably used during pregnancy and maybe even during labor. So this is going to be a great thing to pull out of the closet or get out of the basement. And you're going to put your baby onto the ball, and you're just going to rock them just a little bit. Again, their head is going to kind of go back a little bit, and you can give them some massages. And this allows them to feel a little more supported, but still get some of that nice stretching as they're going upside down. So that's a really great way to do the guppy as well. There you have it. These are my top ways to help release tension or tightness in your baby. Of course, there are other techniques, but these are the ones that I find myself teaching to the families that I support most often, especially for those babies that are really tight and scrunched up like this. If you found these techniques helpful and want more in-depth guidance, be sure to check out my Baby Body Bliss guide. It's a comprehensive resource that can further assist you in assessing your baby's body tightness and supporting them to relieve this tightness at home. And if you are local to Stoney Creek, Ontario, then please come and see me in person. I can't wait to meet you. Relieving tension in your baby doesn't have to be hard. With the right techniques and guidance, you can help your little one unwind and feel more comfortable. Thank you for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more valuable insights. Share with a friend or to your socials and tag me at the Holistic Baby Guru. As always, remember you're doing an amazing job as a parent. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.